I'm here today at Hilton Hawaiian Village in Waikiki on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. And that means I'm going to take you on a resort tour of what is a pretty massive property. There's in fact 4 timeshare towers here. We have the Grand Islander, Grand Waikikian, Kalia, and the Lagoon Tower. So I'm going to show you all of those as well as so much more because we also have the main Hilton Hawaiian Village hotel complex here. Apparently almost 4,000 total hotel and timeshare units. So let's get going. We have a lot to see. We're going to check it out right after this. Now, before we get started on this resort tour of Hilton Hawaiian Village, I want to talk to you about our friends and partner at Red Timeshares. I want to thank them for hosting us here in Hilton Hawaiian Village in the Lagoon Tower and providing us with this beautiful stay. If you're wanting to stay here and save money over booking direct, you want to check them out. You can head over to their website using the link in the description box below, the first pinned comment, or you can scan the QR code here on the screen. They have plenty of listings for Hilton Hawaiian Village and especially the Lagoon Tower. A beautiful room that we stayed in this week was truly fantastic. You can book through them, and when you do, you pay no additional booking fees. So head over there, save some money, and check them out. And I'd like to thank Red Timeshares for sponsoring today's video. Hello and welcome to Destination Timeshare. I'm Jeremy. Here we are, kind of out at the main entrance to the Hilton Hawaiian Village complex. Here's the big sign you'll see when you're turning in. Yeah, this here is the main road, and just down that way is the Halekoa Hotel, a Department of Defense property, but we're here to see Hilton Hawaiian Village. So let's get going. It's early in the morning, and it's a massive property, so we have a lot to see. So let's go around and take a look. They do have some really nice water features kind of out and around here, as well as pretty good directions to find where it is that you want to go. And the first building we're going to come up upon here is the Kalia Tower. I understand this is actually partially hotel and partially Hilton Grand Vacations timeshare units. So let's just walk in here. It's actually one of the 2 Starbucks locations on property here. So we'll go in and take a look at this Starbucks. I believe though it's only open till 1 p.m. Yeah, so we have Starbucks here in the lobby of Kalia Tower. And of course, down here you also have the check-in desk for Hilton Grand Vacations. So you just use that if you're staying here in this tower. Up on the second floor, we actually have conference rooms in the conference center. You can kind of use that as a shortcut or a covered way to get over to the Lagoon Tower and Grand Waikikian. But we aren't here really to see that. Let's head out this door here and continue making our way through the property. Now we're going to see a number of different shops here because we're actually coming up on what they call the Rainbow Bazaar. All right, so just outside the Kalia Tower lobby here, we have where you'd pull up, drop your bags off. Sure, they have bell services there to help you out, and it's where you'd go in to check in, I believe, at least for Kalia Tower. And now we'll make our way over this way. We're going to start seeing a lot of shops and restaurants here because we're coming up upon what they call the Rainbow Bazaar, kind of a shopping and dining area here at this resort. Here we have what is actually a Japanese hibachi. We didn't give it a try. We kind of considered it, but we decided to opt against it. A little bit on the expensive side, which of course a lot of restaurants are here in Hawaii in general. Yeah, here we are coming up upon the Rainbow Bazaar. Kind of a long shopping area here in front of the conference center. So yeah, plenty of shops and restaurants. We have an ABC store, so if you need some souvenirs, maybe some quick provisions, you can just head in there and pay for those. They also have enterprise car rental, so if you want to rent a car for a day, just a couple days, instead of for your whole stay, you can do that. Or, of course, you can rent it for the entire time you want as well. You'll notice a lot of these places here are actually closed at the moment because, like I said, it is early in the morning, so you aren't going to find too many shops open here, but there will be a few, as well as a number of restaurants that do serve breakfast. Again, lots of shops. You can buy just about anything you can imagine. Handbags, jewelry, like I said, provisions, all that kind of stuff. I'll just point out this set of escalators that goes up to the conference center. You think this one's long. When you get to the top, there's another one on the right that goes a long ways up. So it's really kind of a bit of a harrowing experience going up and down this escalator. Yeah, let's continue around this way and check out the rest of the Rainbow Bazaar. So yeah, here you have a number of additional restaurants. This one actually looks like it is open for breakfast. New York style delicatessen. There is Round Table Pizza over here. Pizza Royalty, they call them. It actually wasn't too bad. We got a pizza there a couple nights and it was pretty good. So yeah, plenty of places here to do some shopping and get some food while you're on site here at Hilton Hawaiian Village. I do want to point out the Hilton Grand Vacations building there. If you want to sign up for a timeshare presentation, that's the place to go. We actually just did that last night and we'll be doing a presentation here later on today. So let's just go around the corner here. Some additional restaurants. This one here, ice cream and coffee. It is actually open here in the morning. Plenty of people going in there and getting their morning brew. So now that we've reached the end of the Rainbow Bazaar, I think what we'll do is, well, listen to the roosters crowing. But right across the street here is actually the main hotel check-in. There are several lobbies and check-ins here. I pointed one out at the Kalia Tower. We have this one here. We also have one for the Lagoon Tower and Grand Waikiki. I believe there's also one for the Grand Islander, which I probably won't see that one. Let's just walk through here. We'll kind of make our way around the property. No real rhyme or reason to it, I don't think. Okay, so here we are coming up on kind of the main check-in lobby. If you're driving a car or if you have transportation, this is where they're going to pull up, drop you off if you're staying in one of the hotel units. If you're staying in a timeshare unit with Hilton Grand Vacations, you're probably not going to be coming here. You're going to be going to one of the other check-in lobby areas. But they do, of course, offer self-parking, valet parking for really steep, almost 90 bucks, and also bell services here to help you with your bags. Over here, we do have another place where you can get some coffee in the morning. Not Starbucks, but definitely a place for pastries, coffee. But you notice here, it is really in the morning, but there is still a line to get coffee. Again, a really nice lobby area here. Like I said, again, you'd only be coming here if you're checking in to Hilton Hawaiian Village, kind of in a hotel room. So yeah, this here is kind of your main check-in desk. Of course, early in the morning, this place is not very busy, so it's definitely the time to come if you need to settle your hotel room bill. Let's just make our way around here. We have a number of pools out over here, some water features, and in fact, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to make my way around this property. Maybe I'll kind of do a bit of a figure eight. We'll check out the pool here. There's a pool over there, and then we have the top of the pool kind of on the other side of the lobby here. So I think we'll head down this way, check out what they call the Super Pool Complex first. Now they have something here called the mail and key desk. Not really sure how that is any different from the main desk. Let's head back down this way and we'll make our way over here towards, I guess, the main pool. As you can see here, we have a number of different shops as well. This here is the entrance to the Ali'i Tower. That's actually a hotel tower here at the resort. But we have the main pool over here. Let's take a walk through that and check it out. Okay, so here is the main Super Pool Complex. You'll notice right now there's absolutely nobody here, and that's because it's actually currently closed. I actually asked the nice lady if I could come in and take some pictures and video, and she said sure. Obviously not going to be getting in the pool right now because, it's closed. Plenty of loungers. The only thing we notice is there's no cushions, and really there's not really a lot of shade here either because there's no umbrellas. You're going to be relying on the shade of these buildings to maybe keep you cool from the hot sun here in Hawaii. Here we have the beautiful and iconic Rainbow Tower right in front of us. Yeah, this is the quietest you're going to ever see this pool here at the resort. But yeah, really, really great big pool here. It certainly does get very busy during the day. We noticed it pretty much busy all day long into the evenings. Lots of families, lots of kids, everybody having a great time. Personally, really not for us, but if you're looking to come down here, have some fun, cool off in the pool, this is a great place to do it. So yeah, you can see here, plenty of lounge chairs. We noticed they kind of had these kind of woven designs with no cushions. So you probably want to be careful sitting on that with bare skin on your legs or anything like that, because it can kind of leave a bit of an imprint and kind of hurt a little bit. So make sure you're putting a pool towel down, and you can get those at one of the several pool tuts around the property. And I'll kind of point some of those out as I might see them. All right, so while I'm standing in the middle of kind of the Super Pool Complex, I want to point out the different buildings and different towers here at Hilton Hawaiian Village. And I actually got my trusty map here with me because there's a lot of them, and I'm sure I wouldn't remember all of the names. So I want to start out here. This here is the beautiful and iconic Rainbow Tower here at Hilton Hawaiian Village. When you see all that promotional material, that's what you're going to see. The great big huge rainbow mosaic on the front and the back. So that is Rainbow Tower, all hotel rooms. Then over behind these trees, and again, I'll probably point this out a little bit later in the video, we do have the Lagoon Tower back there. That is all Hilton Grand Vacations timeshare units. And in fact, it's one of the units that we're staying in. 20th floor, beautiful views. In fact, if you want to see a room tour of that unit, I'll put a link to it up there in the upper right. You can also find it down in the description below. Then over here, we have the Grand Waikiki. Again, another Hilton Grand Vacations Club tower, all Hilton Grand Vacations Club units. Continuing around kind of clockwise here, we have the Kalia Tower back there. That's where we started out. Saw that Starbucks right at the beginning of the video, walked through that lobby there. That I understand is actually partially hotel rooms, partially Hilton Grand Vacations Club. Then in front of me here, we have the Tapa Tower, all hotel rooms I understand. So that's right there. Back kind of in the corner, you can't really see it very well because the sun's back there and it kind of makes the towers dark here because of the exposure. We have the Grand Islander. And with Grand in the name, that means it's Hilton Grand Vacations Club timeshare units. Then right here we have the Diamond Head Tower, that's hotel rooms, and then next to it, the Ali'i Tower, also hotel rooms. So that's kind of all of the buildings, all of the towers here at Hilton Hawaiian Village. Like I said earlier in the video, they told me almost 4,000 total units here. Just imagine the number of people here on this complex. A lot of people, a lot of rooms, but it is a big, beautiful property. And with that, we're now going to continue making our way around the pool here. We've seen the upper super pool. There is kind of a lower one over here, so let's just take a walk through there. As you can see, there's plenty of pathways to get around the resort. I'm, of course, walking in around the pool deck here. But over here, we do have the Bali Oceanfront Restaurant. I see something called the Rainbow Lanai. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I've never seen it really being utilized. But there is an oceanfront restaurant up there. And now back to the pool again here real quick. We do just kind of have a small pool here. I noticed this one was quite a bit quieter, not nearly as much activity as the big upper pool over here. But it's not really adults only or anything like that, so keep that in mind. But we noticed not nearly as much action happening down here in this lower pool. So making our way through here, we now have the How Tree Bar, it says. Kind of a place to come, get some drinks, get some food. I actually checked out the menu earlier in the week, and just understand you're in Hawaii, you're on vacation, you're gonna get your pockets fleeced because, you know, that's just how it is when you're here in Hawaii. Something like 32 bucks for a hamburger. You know, a little bit on the steep side. But yeah, this here is How Tree Bar. Come here and grab a beverage, poolside, or sit down for a bite to eat. So now we've seen that, let's make our way out here because we're starting to get our first look here at Waikiki Beach, the iconic beach here in Hawaii. So I'm pretty excited. Let's go take a look. Okay, so we're starting to walk on the sand here at Waikiki Beach. Do want to point out, Tropics Bar and Grill certainly looks like it's open for breakfast here in the morning because it's actually pretty busy. Nice, really wide beach here. Definitely a popular place for people to come and hang out, those staying at the resort. And even those not staying here on property, a lot of people like to flock here to Waikiki Beach. Beautiful stretch of beach. You can walk for a long ways on the boardwalk here as well. And there's also some shade here with the palm trees. Let's just make our way around this way. We'll walk along the boardwalk for a little bit. There's another pool over here on the other side. As we're making our way along the boardwalk here, this is one of the beach services and towels. So they'll actually give you some towel cards that you can use to exchange for pool towels. Bring your wet towels back. They'll exchange them for new towels or a towel card. I'm going to point out, these actually close pretty early in the day. And once they close, there's really no way to get towels of any kind. So make sure you kind of show up probably before 5 p.m. to either exchange your towels or get towel cards. So if you need towels, maybe for any kind of early morning excursion, make sure you get those exchanged before they close here in the afternoons. You don't want to be stuck with wet towels or no towels. Now let's continue down here. We're going to make our way through the rest of the resort. Something I will mention, if you're out here early in the morning, you're going to want to watch out because there's a lot of people running along the boardwalk here. But I do want to point this out. We do have a Dairy Queen restaurant here in the bottom of Rainbow Tower. I will point out we got a couple of blizzards and it was almost 25 bucks. So not a cheap place for ice cream, but you know, if you're just hankering for some Dairy Queen, you can grab it here under the Rainbow Tower. So now let's make our way out this way. We're going to start getting our first looks here at the famous lagoon here at Hilton Hawaiian Village. Now we're getting our first look here at what is the Duke Kahanamoku Lagoon. Looks a little bit strange because the water is really, really low. I'm not sure they filtering the water through here this early in the morning. Really don't know because the water is usually, it looks like a couple feet deeper there. So I'm not sure what's going on. It seemed awfully small here, but so apparently they're doing something with the water in the lagoon here this morning. Not really sure what it is, but I hope they'll have it back up to the normal height here when a lot of people come down here in the morning to want to enjoy the beach and the lagoon here. This lagoon, great place for kids, great place for adults. Not really a whole lot of wave action like you might find over here on Waikiki Beach. And now I know I pointed it out earlier, but I wanted to get a better look at what is the Lagoon Tower. That's right in front of me here, kind of beside the Rainbow Tower. This is, like I said, that iconic tower. You can get a view there of that beautiful mosaic. But now that we've seen the beach, we've seen the lagoon, let's continue this way. There's some lobbies I'm going to show you, and there's another pool over there. And we also have another pool that we're going to see at the very end. It's way on the other side, so let's get going. We're just making our way around the lagoon here. I just want to kind of point out because I couldn't really see it all that well through the camera earlier in the video. But yeah, you can see there, water line is probably a good 18, 20 inches lower than it should be. So I'm not really sure what's going on. That is the lagoon. Let's continue around this way. There's some beach activities up here we'll take a quick look at. All right, so we're coming up on some beach activities here. They do have lockers that you can rent over here as well. They have stand-up paddleboards. They have kayaks. They have beach chairs that you can rent along with umbrellas. And they kind of have these big water bicycles or water tricycles. Seen lots of people out here on the lagoon with those. They look like they might be a lot of fun, but I think they're also a lot of work. A lot of pedaling to get those over and around the water. Yeah, we have another lagoon and towel services right here. So if you need those towels or you want to rent one of these aqua cycles, stand-up paddleboard, kayak, or anything else like that, they can help you out over here. And now we're coming up on what they call the Great Lawn. This is a lawn, you'd think they might actually do luau's on this, but they don't. The luau's are up on top of the parking garage over there, the very top floor. So that's where they do the luau's at night. And this here is kind of just reserved for private events. They have it roped off. They don't want you walking on it because I guess they want it to look really, really nice. It takes a while for it to probably rejuvenate after they have a lot of people walking on it for private events. First night we were here, there was actually a big private event going on. A lot of people out there. They had tables out there. Looks like they were serving food and cocktails. But yeah, that there is the Great Lawn. And here we again can see the lagoon. Looks like they're doing some kind of renovations or construction work right here. Let's just walk over here. We have the Paradise Pool to take a look at next. All right, so I actually had to circle back here to the Paradise Pool because for whatever reason, it doesn't open until 9 a.m. It was much earlier than that when I passed through here earlier. There's actually a line to get into the pool. And I will point out, it looks like they are refilling the lagoon. So maybe they cycle the water through here each day. Not really sure about their maintenance process, but it does look like it is slowly filling back up. So once they open the pool here, we're gonna go in here with everybody else and start taking a look around the Paradise Pool. Okay, it kind of feels like I'm at a ride at Disneyland here, but they are just opening the gate up here now. So we're going to be making our way in here behind everybody else into the Paradise Pool. For whatever reason, I don't know why, this is the only pool that's actually gated here at the resort. I was actually able to walk around the other pool areas, but for whatever reason, they have this one behind a keyed gate, and it doesn't let you in until exactly 9 a.m. All right, so we're making our way in here behind everybody else. Over here, they do have some restrooms, of course, as well as the Paradise Pool stand where you can get your pool towels and whatnot. Let's just go in here and take a look at this pool area. You're gonna have two pool areas here. They have a lower pool right here. Then over there, they have an upper pool along with, I believe, a couple of water slides. So we'll take a look at those as well. Here is kind of the lower Paradise Pool. Really, really nice pool area here, and has that kind of black or dark bottom on it. Kind of has a really kind of a little bit higher end look to it than the other pools here at the resort. Definitely some cool lava rock features here too. And then kind of over here up above this lower pool, we do have a hot tub or spa. In fact, I think this might be the only one I've actually seen around the property. Kind of walking around, I haven't seen another one of these. Maybe they're hidden out of the way, but so far, this is the only one that I'm seeing. Yeah, this here is the Paradise Pool. Kind of a really busy pool area. We noticed that this one here was just as busy as kind of the main super pool during the day, of course. Here, just opened up, so not all that busy. Let's walk up here and we'll take a look at the upper pool next. Yeah, so here is the upper pool. They have a cool waterfall feature there. They also have a couple of water slides over there, and I'll post the hours for those water slides. They have a sign out front. We saw it probably when we were walking in. I'll kind of show it just here on the screen. When those water slides are open, it's not really all that long. Yeah, the upper pool here, and I'll tell you, this must be the more popular pool area because when we come in, 90% of the people made the beeline this way, and only about 10% wanted to go down there. So certainly this upper pool area here is a lot more popular. We're right at the base of the Lagoon Tower. You can see it right here in front of me. Beautiful tower here at Hilton Hawaiian Village, the one we're in fact staying in, and I've pointed out a couple other times here during the video. Let's just go over here real quick. I think they have what they call the Lagoon Grill, cocktails, beer, and wine. I've actually not seen this open while we've been here, so it may or may not be open while you're here. But if it is, it's just another option for beverages here poolside. So now let's just go back this way. Instead of going out this way and heading through the Lagoon Tower lobby, I can actually get into it up through here. So let's go up there and we'll take a look at the Lagoon Tower lobby as we make our way through the rest of the Paradise Pool. Okay, so you get a little bit better look at those water slides over there. I believe you go up over there to get to them, and then they exit out down here. I will point out there is another hot tub over here, so I kind of lied a little bit earlier. There are two, at least at this pool. Like I said, I haven't really seen any around at the other pools here at the resort. But now let's make our way over here, up these stairs, and into what is the Lagoon Tower and Grand Waikiki lobby. But before we do that, let's just kind of make one last look back here at the Paradise Pool. Again, it looks like a really beautiful pool area here. A great kind of lava rock feature. Nice waterfall, a couple of water slides. Looks like it's a lot of fun. And you can take your kids here. They can enjoy the entire day. But now let's just walk back this way. We have a set of stairs we can go up and into that lobby I was referring to. I don't know why the latch of the gate is so low to the ground. Wind our way up here now. All right, so we're coming up here towards the Lagoon Tower lobby. There's a few seating areas here, and the Lagoon Tower lobby is actually down those stairs. But the term lobby is actually kind of a misnomer because you're not going to be going down there to check in. We're going to head around here to show you where you'll check in for Lagoon Tower and the Grand Waikiki Towers here at Hilton Hawaiian Village. All right, here we are at the main registration and check-in for Lagoon Tower and Grand Waikiki. They do have bell services over here that can help you out with your luggage. And this is actually where you're going to pull up here, drop off your luggage, and if you need help with parking, well, you can utilize that here too. They do have self-parking and valet, but like I said, this is where you'll come check in Lagoon Tower and Grand Waikiki. And this here is the bell services desk. They actually get really busy on those kind of peak check-in days and peak check-in times. So you might need to wait a little while to have them help you bring your luggage up to your room. Now that we've seen that, let's actually head down here because we have kind of a separate lobby area for Grand Waikiki, and it's actually just down here through these doors. So yeah, this is kind of the Grand Waikiki lobby. They have some nice flowering Hawaiian plants here. Though this isn't where you'll actually be coming and checking in. I do think though they might have concierge services here. People maybe help you out, sign you up for some tours, that kind of thing. But yeah, this here is kind of the main Waikiki lobby. We do have a set of elevators right here that goes to the parking, so you can actually take that down to the ground level, what they call plaza level. That'll get you at essentially the street level, or you can take it up to the different parking levels here in the parking garage. We'll continue down here. There's not really too much to see at the very end, but there is the elevators to the Grand Waikiki down here, as well as Accents Food and Gifts. It's actually closed at the moment, but they do sell your kind of basic snacks, sundries, gifts, and that kind of thing. There are the guest elevators to go up to the Grand Waikiki. So now that we've seen the Grand Waikiki lobby, we're going to pass back through here what is the check-in and registration for Grand Waikiki and Lagoon Tower. We're going to head down here, pass back where we came up from the Paradise Pool, make our way down to the Lagoon Tower lobby. Now from here, this is where we came up into this lobby area from the Paradise Pool, just over there. They have a set of stairs here, and there's a ramp on the other side of this. So if you need to use a ramp, you can utilize that, but I'm just going to go down the stairs right here. Okay, so here's the Lagoon Tower lobby. They have some seating areas. They also have kind of a concierge over here. Like I said, you won't actually check in here, but it is where they'll send you to come and get your welcome gift so they can try and sign you up for a timeshare sales presentation. Something they didn't actually do to us, but we did sign up for one, like I said earlier in the video, at the building out there in the Rainbow Bazaar shopping area. But let's just head around here. There's something I want to show you that's kind of neat over here on the other side. Yeah, so here they kind of have a model of the entire complex, all of the different buildings that I showed you earlier. Rainbow Tower, we have the Lagoon Tower, Grand Waikiki, all those other towers we looked at while we were standing at the Super Pool complex. Then you know something a little bit interesting over here. We just have kind of this little triangle-shaped thing. That is actually the Ilokai Hotel. It's not a Hilton property, so just wipe it off the map, just like all those other buildings over there. But there is one here that is a building. That is actually the modern Honolulu, or maybe it's called the modern Waikiki. It's actually a Hilton Vacation Club, another timeshare property, but it's not Hilton Grand Vacations Club. It's just Hilton Vacation Club, former Diamond Resort. So yeah, that here is just kind of a really neat model that they have here. And if you're here for a timeshare sales presentation, you're going to come to the Preview Center. Like I said near the beginning of the video, we're actually going to be here later today for our timeshare presentation. Over here we have the elevators that go up to Lagoon Tower. You will need your room key to swipe over there in order to go up. Unless, of course, the elevator's just stopping on the lobby level anyway. You can just walk in. But keep in mind, you'll probably need your room key to activate the elevator buttons. One thing I will point out, don't get off at the second floor because it doesn't go anywhere. I actually did that just to see what it was, and it's just that little balcony up there. Nothing going on. Nowhere to go this way, nowhere to go that way. So don't bother with the second floor. So now we've seen the Lagoon Tower lobby. Next stop, we're actually going to be heading over towards the Tapa Pool. That's kind of over on the other side. So we're going to be passing by a couple other things that we've already seen. Let's make our way that way now. All right, so we're back outside. This here is the Great Lawn again, the Lagoon Tower lobby that we came out of right there. And we're going to continue back this way. We're going to kind of go almost kind of cross back where we came in. And the Tapa Pool is just over here on the other side. I want to show you that next. And then there's a few other things I want to make sure I point out to you. All right, I'm making my way back through what is the main Hilton Hawaiian Village hotel lobby registration. Kind of also making it like a figure eight through the resort, I guess. What we're going to do is pass back through here at that mail and key desk and then make our way to the left and check out that other pool. All right, we're coming up here on our turning point. This is actually the direction we went to get to the Super Pool. And maybe I should have done this earlier, but we're actually going to go this way and take a look at the pool that's over here. There's another Starbucks. There's a business center as well. So let's go over there and take a look at all that. And you can see here, there's some additional retail shops. So plenty of shopping pretty much everywhere throughout the resort. And over here, we do have the other Starbucks. So this place is getting plenty of business here in the morning. People wanting their Starbucks fix. But we're going to just go back through this way, past these other retail shops, and we'll take a look at the pool that's just over here on the other side. So here at the base of the Diamond Head Tower, we have Aloha Tattoo. So if you wanted to get a tattoo, you can do that here on property as well. Then back this way, we actually have a wedding chapel. So if you're getting married here, maybe with a destination wedding at Hilton Hawaiian Village in Hawaii, this is most likely where it's going to be. Looks like a really nice chapel here just beside the Diamond Head Tower. But I know just behind it over here is the Tapa Pool. We also have kind of a little restaurant and bar area in here. So let's pass through there and then we'll make our way over to the pool that's just behind the wedding chapel. And still even more retail shops here. We even have a Louis Vuitton store. So if you want that expensive handbag or wallet, you know where to go. So this here in front of me is the Tapa Tower, and here is the Tapa Bar. Food, drinks, and live music is what the sign says over there. And I can tell you, they definitely have live music because we can actually hear it while we're in our room at the Lagoon Tower in the evenings. So they do have live music here in the evening, so come down and enjoy that if you like. But now what we're gonna do, we're making our way through here and take a look at the Tapa Pool, just kind of down this path. Oh, and I will point out, as we're going around here, I didn't point any of these out earlier. They do kind of have these directories or maps of the resort. So if you're lost, you can find where you are and you can find where you need to go. But just down this pathway, we do have the pool. So let's take a look. So here we are behind what is the wedding chapel, right beside the Diamond Head Tower at the Tapa Pool. Definitely one of the quieter pools that we noticed. And right now, of course, earlier in the morning, not a whole lot of people over here. But yeah, really nice pool area. Definitely plenty of seating. They do also have cabanas that you can rent if you like. So take advantage of those if that's something you want to do. Yeah, this here is the Tapa Pool. There is an Aloha Bowls and Tea over there. I noticed that was open the other day. I believe it's like acai bowls. So if that's something you like, you can take advantage of that. But yeah, the Tapa Pool here, definitely one of the nicer and what seems to be a little bit quieter pool here on property. Let's go through here. There's something I want to show you kind of over here on the other side, out by the street again, kind of near where we started, that if you're renting a car and needing to park it here while you're at the resort, it can save you a lot of money. So let's go take a look at that. You're not going to want to miss it. Yeah, so we're kind of right now inside the Diamond Head Tower. They do have the Aloha Business Center. So if you have any packages, maybe you over-purchase some souvenirs and gift items while you were here in Hawaii, you can actually head in here and they'll help you ship those, or you can even use the post office that's down on Saratoga to do that as well. There's kind of another little area where there's some shops, but I don't know that there's really a whole lot going on down here. I do see some vending machines, as well as what is actually DVD Now automated DVD rental system. So maybe if you want to rent a DVD, maybe some of the units here have DVD players, you can do that. Let's just head back out here and we're going to walk back out to the main road. All right, so this actually looks like it's an area where the Uber and Lyft or any kind of ride share will come and pick you up. So if you're needing that, I guess head over here. I don't know if they come to any of the other lobby areas here at the resort. Yeah, there's just an area here where you can come catch a ride at the base of the Diamond Head Tower. All right, so I've made my way back out here almost to where we started. We started just down the street here at the main entrance. And the reason I wanted to come back out here was to point out what's behind me here. And that is actually the Halikoa parking garage, a way you can save a lot of money on parking, because parking here at the resort, self-parking itself, well, it's 69 bucks. You can save a lot of money by taking advantage of some alternative parking options here that are around the resort in Waikiki. And I talk all about those in this video right here. I go over several different options that are available to you to save money on parking if you're renting a car here in Hawaii. It's the best way to get around the island. So check out that video right here about parking. Trust me, you'll save a bunch of money if you're staying here more than just a few days. And I'd also like to ask, if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really does help it out. And also, thanks for watching. And remember, until next time, the best destination is always a timeshare.